say hi to everybody in the room and thank you for taking the time to come down here and spend with the first alumni group. Allison, as I'm sure you all know, Allison Barber has given me this wonderful opportunity to live up to my dreams of getting my degree. I think as an athlete, when I was 19, a lot of athletes start at a young age, so naturally for me, at 19 I was running the Indy 500, and both my mom and dad are college graduates from Ohio State University. Love it or hate it, I'm going to put it out there, just to know my background.
No, I used to love you. Darn it.
WGU needs a football team, because otherwise I'm under pressure to cheer for the Buckeyes. So in any case, at 19, and traveling around the country, and I was a Tag Heuer ambassador for a while, so they had me traveling internationally, and it was always a part of my my personal goals to get my degree. And I actually tried to do that. I went to Butler for 2 years, and Butler University is a great university. I'm not going to discredit anything there, because when I started going overseas for some of the Tag Heuer international events, they sort of frowned on the fact that I would only show up for 2 days of class a week. So for me, it was a failure, and I wasn't able to achieve that, and that was disappointing to me, because as a young athlete and a young kid, I still wanted to do things in education and still teach myself and be able to grow myself personally, because at the end of the day, you're not always going to be an athlete. There's going to be an end to that, and especially knowing that I had wanted to start a family in the long term, I knew that there would be a 6-point harness for a maternity leave. So, that wasn't going to happen. So I wanted to prepare myself for that time frame, and I really wasn't able to do that, because there wasn't a program in place that would give me that opportunity. So now being a WGU student, it fits into my lifestyle incredibly well. I've after starting my own company in 2008, my own racing team, driving for myself for 3 years, and trying to be the athlete and the business owner, and trying to be a good wife, because let's face it, you still have to think at the end of the day you do have a husband, and just because he's a part of your business doesn't mean you can just shove him to the side at night, right? So you got to spend 5 minutes with him or more.
They say 11.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not going there. That's a human resources nightmare. So, anyways, so trying to do all of those things. I had sort of experienced, balancing time and trying to manage, owning a business and being a wife and, being an athlete. And so eventually, it got to the point where 3 years into our company, my husband was kind of like, well, we're not out there winning the Indy 500, we're not out there winning races, and there's got to be a point to when, you say that you can only do one focus 100%. So there became a time where I wanted to decide between being the athlete and the business owner, because I really felt like, each of those areas deserved 1,000% of my focus, and I wasn't able at that time to be able to be trained and be focused on the athlete side and run the business from the perspective of having a big picture idea and some of the things that you need to do to support that effort. So, and at the same time, I was 30 years old, and it was kind of like, okay, my clock's kind of ticking. I mean, there's a lot of ladies that have families later in life, but I sort of wanted to have my parents enjoy my kids' lifestyles, because my parents are older as well. So I was like, okay, I really want to delve into that. Married, had my first child. She's 3 years old now, and I have a 3-month-old. And they're getting along great for the most part. Knock on wood. Even though my 3-year-old thinks that my 3-month-old is a baby doll, but that's okay. She hasn't thrown him or dropped him yet, so we're good there. It's amazing to be able to have WGU as an opportunity. Selfishly, for me, when I first started talking to Allison, my goal was to be able to fit in my brother-in-law into a program where he would have the opportunity to get his degree. Kyle O'Gara, he's 19 years old, he's gotten out of high school, but he's also in the same position that I was as an athlete. He races cars, he drives for our development team, and he's not going to be able to have an opportunity to be in a regular classroom, and it's going to be a failure. So when I first started talking to Allison, it was for selfish reasons for Kyle, because I'm trying to help out the family. And she says to me, well, what about yourself? And I said,
I did?
well, my gosh, I'm busy. I don't have time. I run a business. I'm a mom. I have all these things going on. And she said, well, duh, that's what the program's built for. And I thought, oh man, she's right. So that's sort of how it started. And going into my third term, however you want to call it, I'm still learning the vocabulary around it. But going into my third term, I'm right on track. I didn't really add the extra classes in this last term because I had a baby. I'm merging two great big organizations as companies. And I was in the middle of a racing season that most of you from Indiana know is impacted. And you're only home for 2 days a week. So for me, it was like, okay, do the laundry, get my bag packed, go to the next place, make sure the kids are taken care of, and then scoop it all up and let's go. So for me to be able to get through this term was awesome. I was really proud of that. So, hopefully next term I can fit in some more classes because things will slow down with just having the family at home and running the business and merging two teams, but at least being in one spot, doing all of that. So, it's been an incredible opportunity for me. I'm so very thankful to Allison to give me that, and I know that here very soon I'm going to be able to join this room in that WGU Indiana alumni class, and I feel like it's my responsibility to be able to share this experience with so many people who don't know the opportunity is out there, and being able to use the platform that I have of being in the public side, hopefully I can achieve that and help so many other individuals who are looking to have that same solution, because I know advancing yourself personally sometimes isn't the highest priority, but it should be. So hopefully I can help change that.